Welcome back to Westside Story, the podcast. Today we have a special guest, Freeway Rick Ross.
What's up? What's up?
An honor to have you today.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, we've been waiting for you.
All you do was call me?
We have to go through your assistant, which is cool. Shout out to Echo. Hey.
He gonna love that. He finna post you all over it.
So how you been?
Mom always say, be careful what you ask for, you might get it. So I wanted a dispensary and I got one.
Yep. You should have been specific. You should have been specific.
You right. I should have said I want one that was working, that was making millions of dollars already
automated.
When I got it.
How that running for you? How it been going?
You know, it's a new thing. Because, you know, you think because you can sell weed on the streets that you can sell it legally, you know, like what's the difference? You know, selling weed and selling weed. Well, it's a whole lot different. They got so many restrictions, man, with the state, you know, with the taxes, what you can do, what you can't do, how you can promote, you know, like you can't just go and pass out flyers. I just can't go out on the street and just tell people, hey, go to my dispensary and buy some weed. You know, you can't do that. Nah.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's
wow.
It's a lot of restrictions. And, you know, I didn't know where I moved. It's like 15 stores in the same area, you know, that been there for a while. So, but, you know, it ain't nothing like a good fight.
Right.
I like a good fight.
Right.
So, we duking it out, you know. We had a car show out there this weekend. Hart LeBeau came out and brought his car club, and it was. I didn't make it. I was in Boston doing a speaking engagement and missed my own car show. Hustle Mom was there too. Shout out to Hustle Mom. She performed.
Okay.
From Oakland, so it was cool.
And that was at your dispensary?
At my dispensary.
Oh, cool. When did you open?
I've been open 4 months. We really got a really, really unique situation, right? Which really gonna really kill the game. Cause I see my store doing maybe 100,000 a day. Cause I got a street that nobody's on, and we gonna block the street off and throw block parties like every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We doing something there, you know.
Okay.
Hustle Mom is talking about she want to do Coachella.
Coachella.
That sound like something.
I'm with that. Let's go. When we gonna start?
I'll be a part of it.
I'm gonna be there.
Okay, before we talk about your accomplishments, I want to take you back a little bit, back down memory lane. So I want to talk about how we met. I know you probably don't remember me, but
What year was that?
I met you in 2018. We had a restaurant, Peppers, on Fig and Imperial. And
oh yeah, I do remember you right there.
Gave me a book.
Right there where all the Denver Lanes hanging out at.
Right. I used to come over and talk to you all the time. I got a shirt. You gave me a book.
I remember.
Yeah, okay.
I was sad when you wasn't there no more.
I know, right?
Did they miss us? They missed their cooking. They missed Pepper's cooking over there.
Damn.
Right.
I didn't think I was gonna remember what you was gonna be talking about.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
No. I wouldn't forget that because I remember, you know, the Bloods used to be like
all hanging out
right there, and it was like
Y'all, we had the
gang
Denver Lanes
meeting.
turned up.
every day.
And I was like, I don't know how she gonna make no money.
We had them turned up,
What, it was by your shop?
and it was bad business.
Yeah. Right down the street.
The one off of Fig?
shop on
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
What shop did you have on Fig? Or what are all of your businesses?
I do cars. You know, I take cars and rebuild them. You know, buy cars from auction that's wrecked or something, and then I fix them.
Okay.
Hey, it's crazy though, right? Not to interrupt you, but it's crazy because aside from me meeting you already, you happen to be my baby mama, one of my baby mama daddy. he one of your partners,
a
man.
relation,
No,
y'all.
My
It's
baby
crazy.
mama
He told
daddy
me
friend.
that.
He ended up. He.
I didn't believe him when he told me that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Pops.
Because you know Bubba crazy. He said,
Yeah.
that motherfucker, that's my son-in-law.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's crazy
And they're
how the
best
world. I'm
friends?
like, that's crazy.
His,
Or close
his
friends.
daddy
The
law,
world is
his daddy law
crazy.
is he crazy.
LA is
He
small.
love to talk shit.
Y'all been friends a long time.
Huh?
You guys been friends a long
Man, but I
time?
saw-
No, his
Oh, yeah, we're
stepdad.
childhood friends.
Oh, for
Okay.
LA is tiny.
Okay,
It's
so
crazy.
small. Okay, so I know everyone has their own views and opinion on Freeway Rick Ross, right? So I want to give you the opportunity to tell the people who was Freeway Rick Ross back then, back in the day.
Well, you know, we don't care what people think. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We don't, but I want to know. We want to know, my generation and the younger generation, you know, because you was the man, so...
I mean, I pretty much the same person I am now, except I sold cocaine, you know? And a
Right.
lot of it.
A lot of it, right.
I grew up almost in the same neighborhood, but you know, where I'm at now, back in the 80s, I couldn't have been over there. You know, they
You
wouldn't.
couldn't be over there?
Oh, no, they wouldn't allow me to be over there.
What was LA like
What?
back then?
It was separated.
Really?
What,
Yeah.
the Bloods and the Crips?
The Bloods in the crib.
Oh, they was.
And even, I never gang bang, but I stay in Hoover Hood, and Hoover and Denver Lanes
The
were
biggest
like
enemies.
arch enemies.
Right.
Even if you
Since we
didn't
was in-
gangbang, you couldn't.
Huh?
Because you were affiliated, you couldn't go to the Timberlane.
Well, you know, they say because you stay in a certain neighborhood, they just automatically
And they know you stayed there.
affiliate you. You
Right.
know, like even
Yeah.
if you don't. I mean, even the Swans treated me the same way because you know,
Right.
I used to go over to the Swans and I had a few friends that were Swans, and when I would be over there, they'd be ricketing me, and one time they even shot at my car.
Really?
Yeah.
Who? The Denver Lanes or the... Well, okay. Okay,
Swans.
no, that don't
It was the
even
Swans.
matter.
No, Lanes,
Swans.
The Lanes didn't
Oh,
do it.
okay,
It was the
okay.
Swans.
Wow.
But you know, I was cool with the big OGs. So, you know, it was a problem for them doing that. They went over there and they checked everybody in their neighborhood.
Okay.
Trevor Dog and Big Reg. Rest in
Okay.
peace, Big Reg. You know, so you know, it was cool. But I just have always been the kind of guy that try to get along with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I understood at a young age that the more people you knew, the faster you grow.
Right.
You know, not the opposite way. You know, most people, I don't know, it'd be funny to me how people don't like other people. You
Yeah.
know, like, oh, I don't get along with them.
And don't even know him.
and don't know them. Me, I believe that everybody deserves a chance.
Yeah.
You know, to
Yeah.
you know, you everybody tells the truth until they lie to you.
Right.
In my opinion. So that's kind of how I structured my drug business.
Okay.
You know, on those principles. Before I started selling drugs, you know, I was a tennis player. So
Okay.
I took my principles from tennis and I started applying them to selling drugs.
Okay.
You know, not getting high, not drinking, working hard,
Your work ethic.
not letting anybody outdo me. I hate for people to outdo me. I don't care what you do. If me and you go at it, I don't want you to win.
Not to interrupt you though, but I was wondering that I watched your documentary, and I was wondering like how you end up getting into tennis as opposed to basketball or football or track, like the usual, you
I
know.
played football, basketball, and track, but you see I'm a little bitty dude. So when it was time to go to high school and the coaches was coming down and they was picking all the guys they was going to put on their teams, nobody picked me. And I've always been that kind of guy that I was always the one that nobody thought was going to win.
Yeah. The
I remember
underdog.
when I went to jail and one of the guys that had went to junior high school came in on the bus, you know, and he saw me and he was like, "Man, you really Freeway Rick?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, you was the poorest dude at the school.
Really?
You and your brother used to trade pants just so y'all didn't wear the same pants every
And
day.
became a millionaire, making
you had-
millions a day.
You had holes in your tennis shoes. You used to tape tennis balls on your tennis shoes so you didn't have your foot be on the ground." I was like, wow. People
Wow.
remember that.
That's deep.
Crazy.
So that's kind of, you know, where I come from and why when I got into the drug business, I thought selling drugs was a gift from God. And finally, it must be a God after all.
Was it?
So you were making $3 million a day?
Not every day.
Oh,
On a good day.
Okay.
Not every day. Probably like 2 times a month, 3 times a month.
Oh, okay.
I would do that number, but every day I would do $1 million,
Wow.
2 million.
And it was kids with hundreds of thousands
That
of
shit
dollars
is fascinating.
in the streets. Children had
That
money.
shit is
14-year-olds.
With me, I had a program where people could elevate on their own. You know, you didn't need anybody to elevate you. You could just go and if you followed the recipe, then you would just blow up.
Right.
What's crazy is how much money you pulling out the poor area though. Like it's like for this to be like the hood, like
Right.
basically this was the poor, this was
not
the
really though, 'cause
underprivileged.
it was the poor area, but it wasn't
Everybody
It
from
wasn't the people from the poor area that was really getting down at first. You know, at first it was only like doctors, lawyers, entertainers,
Wow.
Yeah.
and stuff that was coming to the hood, getting their stuff. But then what happened is the people in the hood started getting involved, and they wasn't strong enough to say, you know what, I ain't gonna sample my product. You know, it's like what I believe how most people get caught up as addicts is they have it, and then when it stops selling, it ain't selling fast. Then they be like, I'm gonna just try to see why everybody doing this shit, and then you take a hit, and
it's over.
if you ain't strong-minded, then you like, wow, you hooked.
Wow.
That shit is crazy.
Have you ever tried it?
I tried it for about a week.
Really? A
1 week,
straight?
and then never again.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
When I got my first ounce, my cousin, I just saw her too, and they convinced me that I was rich.
So are we talking about cocaine or
Cocaine.
crack? Okay.
They convinced you
They're
you
the
was
same.
rich.
Well, I know, but it's kind of when you start mixing it and adding all the extras.
It's still the same. It's just one tastes better when you smoke it. You know, powder. If you smoke powder, it got a harsh taste because it has some additives in it. So when you cook it, you wash all of those things off of it, and it tastes better.
I always thought crack was more addicting than
Yeah, that's what
cocaine.
the government said. That's so they can
Oh,
lock
but it's
up all
not
the black men.
Wow.
Wow.
But once they did all the tests and everything
It's the same
came
thing.
out, it was the same thing,
shit.
same potency.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why they changed the law back. You know, it used to be 100 times worse if you got caught with crack.
Really?
That's why all the dudes got all that time.
Yeah.
But I don't
First.
understand, like, I don't, like, it has to be some kind of chemical difference somewhere because
Yeah.
crackheads and potterheads is two different things.
So
Like,
different.
Well, look at this here. If you snorting it, you can only snort so much, and then you mess up your membranes. Where you can't snort no more because your nose will start bleeding all the time.
Oh, okay. So they have a cap.
And then you had to go get surgery. Like, you know, Quincy Jones had to get the surgery, Don Cornelius, so many people. So, but smoking it on the pipe now, on the other hand, you can go all day long.
Cocaine? Actual cocaine?
Yeah,
I've never seen
crack.
nobody smoke
like crack.
cocaine.
I mean, it started out with freebase.
You mean powder? You
Yeah,
mean,
powder, like the actual.
they tried it, but it has that harsh taste. Now, what a lot of people used to do is sprinkle it on their weed, the powder on their weed. They
yeah.
would put the powder in their cigarettes. And that way, now those people would smoke all day. Just
Right.
cigarette after
Yeah.
cigarette,
Wow.
joint after joint. They was called those primos.
Yeah. Right.
Was there another name for it back then, or did everyone call it crack?
We didn't call it crack.
What was it called?
That's it, New York.
What's the real shit? What was it?
We called it Ready Rock.
Ready Rock?
Ready Rock. Oh
Ready
yeah, that
Rock.
was in the documentary.
Okay.
Ready
You
Rock.
saw my documentary?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all watched it.
Watched it.
I
you
do want to
enjoy it?
ask you
you
something.
enjoy
I
it?
enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
They stole that from me.
I heard we're gonna get to that. They stole a whole lot from you.
They stole a lot
A
from me.
whole lot.
I don't know, like, I want to ask, like, I don't know if it was a rumor or something, but you know, like, just through the grapevine. But I heard, like, a while ago, somebody said, like, I don't know if he was having a back and forth with somebody or something, but I remember somebody saying, like, man, he signed away his life rights a long time ago. Like, is it any truth to that?
Lie.
A lie.
It was somebody, I can't remember. I don't know if
I
it
own
was.
all my rights.
I don't know if it was.
Yeah, I have a partner, but all my stuff I separated. All my stuff, my book is separate. I lost a documentary in court. They took me to court.
Wow.
My partners took me to court, and because
you
they
lost?
because we did the documentary out of our pocket.
So how would
Wasn't no company behind that documentary. Like Altair, when they say Altair, that's bullshit. Altair didn't do shit until the documentary was finished, and they came in and they gave them the money. And I was like, oh no, y'all can't get them the money. They don't own this shit.
Right.
You know? But then they took me to court. You know, we went through a big court battle, and the judge said, oh, you are a liar because you so dope. So we can't believe nothing you say.
Oh, wow.
But it's your
and whatever this good white man here
In your
says,
face.
this good white man here.
Wow.
And then I had one of my partners who, Mark Levin was the director who I hired. I hired him, and then they wound up giving him my shit.
Wow.
And I had a
just took it?
contract. We had a contract, but the judge believed what they said, and then my partner, Mike, came in and he lied with them because they gave Mike a job on Obama theory, you know, for BET. So they did the Obama theory. So Mike jumped over with them because they was paying him. And when we went to court, they said, oh, we had a private meeting and Rick said that he didn't want none of the rights to the documentary. And I was like, me saying I don't want no rights to...
Why would you say that?
Your own documentary.
I couldn't understand that. But the judge was like, we believe him. We believe y'all had that meeting.
Wow.
So, you know,
So you couldn't appeal it?
to who? You know, once you appeal it to the Supreme Court, I mean, you know, you can go to the United States. They're not going to look at it.
Wow.
And it costs so much money, you know. These lawsuits, I mean, even with the rapper, when I sued the rapper for stealing my name, it just cost so much money, you know.
Yeah.
And it derailed, because when I was in jail, I had a plan. You know, I wasn't in jail just sitting on my hands. I was in jail scheming like, okay, how you going to take over the world when you get out? Because I still wanted to take over the world. You know, I wasn't done.
Right.
After I got that life sentence off
Yeah, I
me.
read it. I read
How did it feel? Like, did you know? Did you like being like basically a life sentence is basically condemning me to death? Basically, like,
Oh.
did you ever at any time like lose hope and feel
All
like
the time, every
this
other day.
this was
Every
like,
other day.
This is it.
Wow.
And you go
You know
through
what I mean?
you go through these ups and downs every day. You know, like today, like, yeah, I'm winning this motherfucker, and then tomorrow you go, oh man,
Wow.
I'm fucked.
That was actually one of my questions, close to one of my questions.
What's
What
that?
was
The ups and downs.
No, what were your thoughts when your freedom
trying to
was
escape.
taken away?
I
You
was-
was trying to escape.
Trying to escape.
El
You was
Chapo.
trying to find an escape
El
plan.
Chapo. El Chapo.
El
By any
Chapo.
means
Looks like I
necessary.
got life anyway.
By any
so-
means necessary. You know, I mean, you get to the point to where you you dead.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can't do.
Yeah.
You know, you're not gonna touch a woman again. You know, for a man not to touch a woman is like, wow.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever's clever.
Right.
You know, I'm ready to do whatever. It don't matter.
I bet.
They lucky I didn't have an army still.
Oh, God.
I'd be like, man, y'all, we gonna shoot it out.
Oh, my God.
How was the time though? Like what got you through it? Like what kept you going through that time? Like
Yeah. Did
and
you
gave you the
pray?
hope to
Well-
you the hope and the strive to know that you was gonna be free again one day.
Well, you know, after when I was going to trial, my lawyer get a call from this. Well, first I taught myself how to read. You know, I couldn't read till I got to
I
prison.
saw that in your documentary.
Yeah, so I taught myself how to read, and then I started doing law, and my lawyer get a call from this INS agent, and he was like, anonymous call. He wouldn't leave his name. We in trial. We going to trial right now, and he get this call, and he was like, oh, man, I got a call, some strange call last night from this INS agent, and he was saying he don't know how they kept this dude in the country to set you up and testify against you. So when he told me that, he told me that in court while we sitting in court. So when I go back to jail, I start researching the case, and then I find out that if you're a convicted felon and you're a foreigner, meaning that you don't have legal citizenship, you must be deported.
Wow.
No ifs, and buts about it.
Right.
And this guy, you know, he got caught with like 10,000 kilos of cocaine.
Wow.
So he should have been under the jail.
And he became a paid informant.
He became a paid informant for the United States government.
Wow.
But we didn't know that he had already been working with the CIA in his past life before he started selling dope.
Right.
So all that stuff came out, and I started researching, you know, just everything. And then I ran across these words that said I wasn't a career criminal, that I had a long criminal spree. So when I saw that, I felt good, but I called my lawyer, and he kind of like shot it down, like, oh, no, that don't work for you.
Wow.
Your cases is in different states, and if you was all in California, if all your convictions was in California, it would apply, but by you being in different states, that wipe you out. But see, I learned how to read, and I understood. So I was like, oh, no, this is the United States. So United States mean the whole country as one, not each individual state.
Right, exactly.
And I said, man, just argue the case the way I tell you to. So I felt like I might get some action.
I had a chance.
You still have those doubts, like, because you know your faith is in the hand of three people.
Right.
3 people depend, you know, have your faith.
Right.
You need 2 of them. You need 2 of them to agree with you. You know,
Right.
so that's what I was up against.
Aww.
So it was up and down, but at the end of the day, you know, I got lucky. They didn't give me the one I wanted, but they gave me enough to where they took the life sentence off of me and said that the most they could give me was 22 years.
And was that the argument that won your case?
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
the one in my case.
So it was basically time served because you
Oh,
had
no, I
already
still had
served.
9 more years.
Really? Damn.
Better than
So,
life.
so,
way
so,
better
so
than
when I had 9 more years, I go back to my cell. I'm like,
was
wow,
happy,
you won your
huh?
case. You're going home now.
Oh, you got a
make
date.
it.
Exactly.
Got a date.
And them 9 years
All
probably
right.
felt so good.
No, that felt so
Compared-
long. Them was the
Right.
worst 9 years.
It was
Yeah,
like,
but it's
it
better
was like
than
getting
that
the bear,
life.
Yeah.
getting the bear off your back.
Oh, yeah.
So what I did then, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start studying business.
Yeah.
So I read like 300 books.
Wow.
When people deal with me, they think that, oh no, this is illiterate, dumb, stupid,
Yeah.
uneducated. And then when they find out, no, I done studied the greats.
Have you studied Neville Goddard?
Who?
Neville Goddard?
I never heard of Neville Carter.
Oh, okay. That was my next question. So while you were in jail, you was researching, teaching yourself how to read. Was your state of mind that you were going to get out? Like, did you ever have a doubt?
Yeah, you have doubts.
Well, of course you had doubts, but was your state of mind?
Because your
did you
faith is in the
condition
hands
yourself-
of 3 people. These
Yeah.
3 people could literally. Now I had they law books, you know. Like I know, like they got to go against their own law, and I
Yeah.
knew they was gonna publish my case. You know, after you know, I'm on every news channel, every TV. In '96, I was the most talked about person in the country.
Really?
More than any actor, any
That's the most
rapper.
boring.
None of them got more pub than me in
I was
'96.
one.
I mean, I was on TV like all day,
It was
every day.
viral.
Viral. That's when I probably was the first person to ever go viral.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that I've done in the law books. I was the first person at a major newspaper ever published a story on the internet. I was the first person that blacks went to the internet in droves. So you can read that in Time magazine, printed it, and was like the first time they ever went, first time a major newspaper ever published. Because had it not been for the internet, they would have took the story away.
Right.
Because once it came out, they made the newspaper stop printing it, and all, but they didn't really understand
They
the
was trying to
internet 'cause
hide
was
it.
so new.
Yeah.
They didn't know once it hit that internet, it's
It's
gone.
over. Yeah.
It's on somebody's
It's over.
Truth
computer.
is out.
Shit, you probably was
Wow.
the first black men in LA to make $1 million in a day.
Yeah.
But they say
$1 million in a day. Like once I heard that, I said, I always like heard that. I'm like, $1 million.
well, they told me I was the first crack
like
millionaire.
that. Like,
So did you run out of places to hide your money, or
I had plenty of houses.
really?
Yeah, I had
Wow. Did it get to the point where you're like hiding money in the walls or the couches?
Nah, you know,
or-
like I take my girlfriend, put money in her grandmother's garage,
Oh yeah.
and then somebody would break in the garage.
And rob
They
you?
cut a hole in the garage and pull my safe out.
No.
I was still stupid, right? A little safe one time, and they just picked it up and walked away with it. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get a big safe this time. So I'll go get a big 300 and some pound safe with wheels on it.
Oh my God. No.
they wheeled that shit right off.
They wheeled it right out.
That is so funny.
But the next time, I get a 1,000-pound safe with no wheels on it.
What happened?
And that's where all the money.
Nobody could mess with that one.
Yeah. Wow.
What happened? I seen somewhere like you had invested in a lot of buildings and hotels in the neighborhood. Like, what happened to that? Like, was it all seized? Like when you went to jail, or did a lot
Yes,
of it like?
some of it was seized, and then like when you grow up in the hood and you grow up to poor people who are not educated on business, they're not gonna take care of your stuff.
Of course.
So, like, I had apartments that was rent out Section 8. Nobody would go collect the rents.
Wow.
The motel, nobody wanted to run it.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I would have knew you back then.
Man.
Oh, no. And see, that's what people make the mistake. Then I was only making $1 million a day. I had never read a book. I was totally illiterate. I never watched the news. The money that I'm getting ready to make this time, like, I was talking to some internet guys. They called me the other day. I met these new internet guys. Because, I'm always looking for, like, who's the hottest guy on the internet? Who know how this internet stuff works? Because that's the field that I really want to dominate is the internet. Because all the rich people,
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Internet. So I really put my energy a lot into the internet. So they was like, man, you are so fucking popular on the internet. These are white guys, right? You're so fucking popular on the internet. Everybody uses your speeches and everybody uses your phrases. And I don't go on the internet.
Right.
So I don't really know. But he was like, man, on YouTube, everybody is using your stuff. They reposting and they doing this. And so I already know that my situation is like a powder keg. It's like just simmering. And even though these people have taken all the stuff from me, like John Singleton did me with Snowfall.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. About
You did
that.
Snowfall?
No, Snowfall was based on his life.
I always keep hearing that, but I
but
never.
they're
I
not
didn't.
You didn't, come on, you saw that.
No, I saw it, but I'm saying I
When
never.
you see the show, like,
Yeah, it's
whose story is
Yeah,
this?
It's like loosely
California
based
drug
on the
dealer.
life, but it's
Yes, that makes
how did
sense.
you not like? Why would they not
I
even?
mean, if you go to John's page, even right now today, me and him are on the picture. He bought one of my first books.
Wow.
When my documentary that they took from me, when it debuted, we did the premiere over at Magic Johnson's. I think it was still Magic Johnson Theater then. When we debuted it there, me and John went to the thing together. So I just got my demo books, and I was so proud.
Aw.
Here you got a guy that was illiterate, and now he has a book. So I'm like flexing up on everybody, like, yeah, I got a
you
book.
should,
So
right.
John see him, he was like, man, I want to buy one of those. And I was like, I don't know if I want to sell these. He's like, I'll give you $100 for one. I said, done deal.
And he made a
TV series.
TV series.
Probably the biggest black series.
Snowfall.
But, you see so many. And then the fucking guy, Franklin, this motherfucker, we sit down at Whole Foods. One day I'm sitting at Whole Foods eating, my little salad and minding my own business. He comes to the table and said, man, can I have lunch with you? I don't know who he is because I never watched Snowfall. So my team is with me and they like, oh, that's the guy playing Snowfall. I said, yeah, you can sit down. Sit down. So we start talking and he's telling me about how much he enjoys playing the role. And
So he's playing you.
he know he played me.
Basically,
Right.
yeah.
Wow.
He know he's playing me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So he's been
and then
studying you.
when he get his award a couple weeks ago, he get everybody a shout out except me. I'm like,
Oh wow, that's
he's a real sucker.
yeah, that's crazy.
You know, like
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it never seems to fail. Like how these people are like just.
So you're supposed to be really, really rich right now. Oh,
Period.
You
Neville
know,
Garter.
I'm waiting on my
another
check.
level.
They just the mailman ain't brought my check yet.
coming.
Every day he
It's
come, I'll
coming.
be like, you got that check?
But listen, don't forget about us.
No, I ain't
It's
one
coming
of
though.
those.
It's
coming
coming
though.
for sure,
I ain't one of
and
those.
you deserve it.
I ain't one of those. I still stay in the hood. I still stay. where
Your
I used to
whole
be at.
philosophy is what I was saying. Neville Garter, the person, he's just like a philosopher. He writes books and stuff, but he's like, it's all, basically everything in life is just your state of mind. If you're positive and you say, I'm going to get out of jail, it's going to happen. That's what I was going to ask you. Like, was that your mind frame?
Sometimes. I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
It was ups and downs.
we go ups and downs.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to be a positive person. Mm-hmm. You know, I believe in positivity over negativity.
Yes.
And you know, it suits me well. You know,
Yeah,
that's why I can go anywhere in the country and you know, people just like it's crazy now. Like I get on the airplane now, I be selling books on the airplane because everybody on the airplane. Man, I was just waiting on somebody else to say something to you, and then can I get a picture? Can you got another book?
That's what's up.
It's like, and that's why I say I'm rich
Yeah.
right now because not with cash. You know, I'm not rich with cash, struggling with cash, but I'm rich with the love
That's
of the people.
Yeah.
You know, Gandhi didn't have no money.
Yeah.
You know, Mother Teresa, she didn't have no money.
Nikola Tesla.
You know,
man,
but
money.
they had everything that they needed,
Yes.
and they accomplished their goals. You know, and my goal is not to drive a Bentley. I could drive a Bentley right now if I wanted to. I make enough money to drive a Bentley, or I could stay in Hollywood, maybe not Beverly Hills yet, but I could stay in Hollywood, you know, if I really wanted to. But those are not really my goals.
Right.
You know, I like the people that I'm around. You know, the Denver Lanes, they treat me like a brother now.
Oh Lord, I'm just playing.
Yeah, they treat me
another
like
story.
a brother now. So,
Story.
you know, it's a wonderful life. You know, sometimes I think about my life and I be like, what a rich life you had.
Yes.
You know, all of the wonderful people you met, you know, throughout your life, and even the ones that, you know, tried to do me in. You know,
Right.
it was still like, wow, you got to do battle with him.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh no, it is.
How did it feel when you found out the plug turned on you? Like, that's the word, because you don't really hear that. Usually,
Worse than the plug, a friend.
yeah, a
You
friend.
know, somebody who you really thought was a real friend. The plug thing wasn't nothing. We were supposed to have been like friends. He could have really set me up, right? He could have said, hey man, somebody's trying to kill me. Bring the homies with the guns.
Yeah, you're coming.
Yeah.
And I would have been there, you know.
yeah.
So he was more like a friend than just the plug, you know, like, you know, when you say just the plug, that ain't really nothing, you know.
Right.
But when you say the plug and a friend,
Right.
you know, that takes it to a whole nother level.
Like heartbreaking. Like,
Oh, it was heartbreaking, man.
I would have been in that prison cell
I-
thinking of
I
every
could not
way
believe-
I could get him back.
No, you know what I thought? You know what I thought? I thought that the day that they was hoping that he would testify, he wasn't going to show up.
And he showed
Oh, did he show up?
Wow.
He showed up and showed out.
No, did
That
he get
motherfucker.
So how long did he get?
Huh?
How long did he get?
He did 2 years.
That's 2
2
years.
years?
Yeah, but they also...
No.
Never. 2
Listen,
years?
I knew guys that was there when he was in jail, right? They was like, oh, he never ate in the chow hall. So they would let him go outside the jail and eat all the time. So he really wasn't in jail. He was like he was doing nighttime, you know, sleep in jail.
Oh, wow. Woo.
Wow.
Damn.
Where's he today? Is he still living or
In Nicaragua, you know, he agreed that if I give him, he said if I give him 70,000 that he'll sit down and talk to me.
If you give him 70,000,
Wow.
is he retarded?
I'll give him 70.
Fuck
When I get my
no.
money up,
You
I'll
would
give
pay
him.
You would
him
pay that?
To
$70,000
sit face to face with him?
Sit face to face with him.
for what?
Have you ever known anybody at a certain
him.
statue to get to sit down
I would never.
with the informant and talk to
would.
him?
$70,000.
You would pay
Yeah, but do you know the
70,000?
questions I want
mean,
to
after
ask you?
this
Questions
100 million,
like,
he finna
when he
get-
was on the witness stand, I'm sitting there like, why the fuck you doing this to me? Like, wasn't there nobody else you could have got besides your boy? You know, the motherfucker would have rolled or died with you. I would like to ask him those questions.
Yeah, that's a different thing, though. When it was really your boy, though,
Yeah, I would
You
probably.
want to look him in the eye.
and I want to
Damn,
catch a
you're
fade,
making
though.
him money. I wouldn't
Could we
want-
line it up,
But
though?
why is he charging
That ain't
you?
no
That's
money.
weird.
Let me run one. Like,
70,000 ain't no money. I used to spend
The fact that he's
70,000 in a
charging you
day.
is crazy.
no, would you need that fade, though? Would you need that fade?
Oh no, I don't. I ain't mad at him.
Nah, not at all.
I ain't mad at him. No,
I would have
Turn the other
paid
cheek.
somebody to get his
no, not
ass.
necessarily turn the other cheek, but you know what I did is I analyzed the whole
had time
situation.
to- Yeah.
He never put a gun in my head and told me to do that deal.
That's
Yeah.
just like he put a gun to your head and pulled the trigger.
But, yeah.
No, I mean he did do that
Yes.
in court, but I'm saying he didn't make me do the deal.
yeah.
I
Wanted to.
wanted to do the deal.
Yeah.
After the persuasion, you know, because the government, they had their little, you know, they got game.
Yeah, they
and they
do.
know your profile
They
too.
do.
So, you know, they had
They know how to get
the
you.
real, the ride and the real, and they put that bait on there. And they,
Yeah, and kept on trying to. They wanted
17,000.
They tried for
Se-
8 months.
17,000.
before- That don't. That's
Hey,
crazy.
Keys is going for 24.
Oh.
17,000, Rick.
For-
What was it
17, no. 15,000, Rick. No, thank you. 12,000, Rick. Nah. 11,000.
That 10. That 10 hit. That 10 hit
10,000,
different.
Rick.
Hell yeah!
That
Where's
10 hit different. All right. That 10 hit different.
And we giving you credit. And we gonna give you some credit.
And I'm gonna throw it to you. You pay for 10, I'm gonna throw you 5 more.
And
on
I was
top.
building
Okay.
this theater over on Crenshaw. I used to own that theater on Crenshaw and Adams, the big theater on Crenshaw and Adams. That was mine.
Wow.
So I was putting that back together. And I was going around asking, hey, somebody help me. Just like I'm doing with the dispensary right now. Help me, help me, help me, help me. And nobody would step up.
Wow.
Now that theater is probably worth $20-30 million. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Crenshaw and Adams, can you imagine
Yeah.
owning on Crenshaw? You can't even buy property on Crenshaw no more.
I want to ask you. It's a lot of men incarcerated right now with the feeling of no hope at all, feeling stuck, like it's no way out. What would your advice be to them?
Because if your mind is stuck, then your body is stuck. It's okay to you know, my man, Les Brown. You know, he was one of the guys that I studied when I was in jail. And he said that you can hold my body down, but my mind is running free. And while I was incarcerated, I allowed my mind to run free. I wasn't trapped inside of that jail. Mr. Farrakhan, when I was watching him one time, because I'm studying now, you know, I'm studying
Right.
all the greats. So he said, you got to look at it as if you was a woman that was pregnant with a baby. And the only way that she can stop from having that baby is to abort the baby, because nature just takes over.
Right.
So I took that and I said, wow. So he telling me I'm inside of this prison. All I got to do is continue to develop my mind. And if I develop my mind, I'm going to become too big for the prison.
Right.
And that's why I read all those books, and that's why I was studying, because I was trying to become too big for the prison to where the prison could no longer hold me.
I like that.
I love that.
That's hard.
Well, I think outside the box. See,
You have to think outside the box.
see, I ain't no trick. You know, it's a lot of tricks out here where they had to do what the trick master tell them to do. So I just can't be like that. You know, I had a meeting yesterday with a young boxer that I was telling you about earlier. The kid was most outstanding boxer for the Olympic trials. And they didn't allow him to go to the Olympics because of their politics, the way they do their stuff. The kids from San Bernardino, Terry Williams. I'm hoping I get to sign him to a deal.
Here it is, Terry.
And I was telling him that you have to allow yourself to develop even when others don't see it. You know, others may not see your potential, but you can't care about what other people see or what they think. You know, because if you do, then you'll be living like you be living their life.
Right.
You'll be living. Your hair will be the color they want it. You know, you'll be doing whatever they do. That's what you'll be doing.
Yeah.
But I do whatever I want to do. You know, when
That's
I go
the
to
best
the
way to
party,
do
I do
it.
my own dance.
Exactly.
Everybody, you want to dance
You're your
like
own
me?
man, right?
Yeah, I'm my own man. I ain't gonna. I'm not following nobody.
Right, y'all follow me. Exactly.
Follow me.
I always wanted to know, Rick.
I'm that guy.
Rick, I always wanted to know, like coming home and having to deal with the rapper Rick Ross taking your identity and then going to court and him not even acknowledging you. I was watching a documentary. You said he didn't even want to shake your hand or even acknowledge that you were in the room. Like what was that like? What was that whole like?
Well, you know, it's different, man, when you're dealing with people who didn't really come from the streets. You know, street dudes. It's like. And that's why, you know, we see all the stuff going on like with the rap industry and stuff, because with street dudes, they looking for somebody that's gonna blow up. You know, they looking for the next star. But with these other guys, they afraid of you blowing up because you're gonna take their shine. They don't want you to steal their shine, so they're not gonna help you. They're not gonna help you come up. But in the streets, we always want to get the guy that's going to be the next star because we're going to make a lot of money off his ass.
Right.
So, but the way it works now is nobody's going to help you because they don't want you to outshine them.
Exactly.
Did you ever reach out and try to have like a real conversation with him?
I spoke to him when I was in prison. I found his ass before he blew up. I knew him before he had the bodyguards.
Is that right?
Yeah, wow. Come on, man. I was in prison. Even though I was in prison, I had a network. You know, I found alcoholics while I was in prison.
Yeah.
You know, I helped
You talk about
Domino, when Domino was doing his video, you know, I was in prison doing deals. They used to get me, hey, you can't be doing that on the telephone. You conducting business. Do you know it's illegal to do business on the phone? We're going to take your telephone you keep on. They took my telephone. They took my mail.
Wow.
Because I was doing business.
Oh, so you had something to do with discovering Domino?
No. He was already discovered, but I hooked him up with
The sweet potato pie and all that shit?
No, I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
You know,
About
I didn't
what, 95? About 95, 96, 95?
When was that? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was in the 90s. I can't remember. My memory bad. I don't keep dates.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really keep times. You know, I just do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. And that's why Echo be so important, because he'll be like, hey, OG, you gonna go to that meeting? And you know you told them people was gonna come. I said, I tell them I was gonna come. Yeah, you told them that. And I show up. But it'd be like, if I don't tell them I'm coming, I might not show.
Right.
I have one more question.
What you got?
Before it's over. How many times have you been in love? Have you been in love?
I stay in love.
Let me find out you're a lover boy.
I'm a
What
lover
sign
boy.
are you?
Aquarius.
Okay.
I stay in love. I fall in love and out of love all the time.
I heard that. Okay, so
And I love pretty women too.
Okay.
You already know.
Okay.
Ain't no P. Diddy here.
So we kind of
mess
do
with
have
no
to
man.
wrap it up, but I do want to ask you, because I know you have a lot going on right now. You have businesses all over. I heard you're involved in boxing. You have your weed dispensary. You have your book. You have a lot going on. 3 books. Okay.
3 books. And the movie is.
Oh, a movie.
We just
coming.
hired
What's going on with the movie?
We just hired the director.
Like who is Rick Ross? Well, Freeway Rick Ross today. Like, who are you today?
I don't know. I'm just a man of
legend.
the community. You know, I love the community. I love people. I'm excited about life. I want to keep living.
And I heard you're
father.
going on tour, right?
Yeah, we getting ready to do a book tour. Echo want to do another book tour. I really don't want to do no more book tours. I did enough books already.
Oh, okay.
The books, but it's cool. I go out and holler. I got two babies that play tennis. I really want to be on the tennis. Yeah, my son beat me today for the first time.
Aww.
But I was glad he beat me. That was the win. You'd be like, yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Finally, he did it.
He'll always
He 13.
remember that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's hard.
That's a milestone moment.
A father, I'm just
Living.
a down to earth,
Right.
dude, love to have
Living
fun.
your best life. You deserve it because, you lost so many years in the
I didn't
gym.
lose them years. I didn't let the time do me. I did the time.
I heard that.
It's a difference.
As you should.
It's a difference. Some guys, they let the time do them.
Yes.
But I did the time. When I came out of there, I couldn't accomplish on the street what I did in jail.
Oh, okay.
The development that I did for myself, I couldn't have did it on the streets. 300 books. I read 300 books.
Wow.
Like,
That's a lot.
I equipped myself. And then that ain't counting newspapers. I read the newspaper every day. I didn't watch TV. Like right now, I don't have a TV in my room. They just put Apple Music on my computer because I used to just use my computer to do lives, when I want to go in there and talk shit to people. And Pandora, they put Pandora on there. I love Pandora. They play all that. I don't know how they know that though, but they know all the music that I like, right? They
Your
playing all of this.
Yeah.
Huh? They know my
Algorithm.
algorithm.
Yeah.
So they playing all this old music that I like. I'm like, oh man, I was on top of the world when this came out.
I heard that.
Not to interrupt you though, but I got one final question for myself. Like, what's the end game for Rick Ross? Like, what's your if you had to write a last chapter for the next book, or just do one final move, like what's the next?
Oh, that's easy.
Like,
That's right. I know that right off the top of my
What's
head.
the end game? Like,
One day I was strolling through my phone and they said in 20 years, black people will be totally broke. And I said, not over my dead body. I want to make sure that black people don't go broke in this country, that we start to do some things to help some of the homeless people. We do more education with them. That's what I was in Boston doing. We did an educational thing, and we talked to the senator. And one of the things that I've been wanting to do since I've been home, and I took it to BET as soon as I got home. We made it all the way up to the president, and then they shot it down. I want to do a house with kids that are in trouble, and then I show them how to become millionaires.
That's smart.
Because I believe I can take anybody that can listen. Most people can't listen. They got ears, but they can't really listen.
Right.
And show them how to become a millionaire. I don't know how many millions I done made since I've been home, but I done touched some M's already. So all y'all out there, and you be like, oh, that mo ain't broke. Look how he dressed and all that. Yeah, but I done touched some millies.
Exactly.
And I want to show other people how I did it.
Right.
How I made it happen. My dispensary, we're struggling with it right now, but I guarantee you when it's all said and done, I'll be on top of the weed world, because these guys can't think. They just got lucky and been selling weed for 20 years, and they was the right color, so the police didn't arrest them, and they stayed on the street and kept making the money, but I can outthink them. That's what I like to do. I like to outthink people, outmaneuver them like chess, move the pieces around.
You play chess?
Chess, not checkers.
Yeah, I love chess. I love chess. I don't play right now though because I don't have time. My time is like super swamped. Just all over the place.
Right.
Tomorrow I'm going up to Oakland to be with Fab. We doing a Restore to Justice thing tomorrow. I'll be the keynote.
Okay.
And just
Busy man.
stay on it, baby. Stay
That's
on
good.
it.
oh yeah, big work.
Don't
man.
stop moving.
Don't stop.
When you stop moving, you start dying. I don't want to die. I like this
Me
life.
either.
Let me stay here as long as I can.
As long as
My mama
can.
say, you can't live forever. I say, Mom, let me live as long as I can.
Man, real shit.
That's where I'm at right now with it.
Okay.
And, y'all can give me Google reviews for my dispensary. It's Freeway Ricky's. You can go on my website, Freeway Ricky Ross, and get my books, my T-shirts, my sweatshirts. You know what I'm saying? My sweatshirts and all the other merchandise that's on there. You also can book me off of there as well.
Okay.
And that's it, man.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you today.
I'm glad to see you again.
Ricky Ross, the real one.
Much respect. Much respect.
The only one.
Real
The
Rick
only
Ross.
one.
I didn't wear my other sweatshirt. It says, the world famous on the front, and then on the back it says, often imitated but never duplicated.
All right, y'all.
Yes.
Follow us, subscribe,
Yo, yo,
like,
yo.
all that good stuff.
Westside.
Bye.
Westside.
Westside.
No, I'ma keep it going 'cause the thing don't stop. I'ma keep it rolling till the